The Monday alarm goes off and nothing is technically wrong. You have a job, the bills are paid. But your whole body says, I cannot do this exact week forever. By the end, you will know the work optional number that makes full-time work negotiable. Most retirement advice gives you two doors: grind until old age or save enough to never work again. But real life has a middle door. It is not full retirement, it is work becoming optional before life is over. The standard financial independence math asks your portfolio to cover everything. Barista FIRE splits the problem. Investments cover the heavy fixed costs. A lighter job covers flexible costs. The question is not, can I retire forever? It is, how much work do I still need? This is the promise. You may not need to escape work completely to reclaim your Mondays. You may need enough money invested that work can be chosen, reduced, changed, or paused without panic. That is the work optional mindset. The goal is not to hate work. The goal is to remove desperation from work. When the paycheck is no longer holding up every wall, you can choose better hours, better people, and better Mondays. Imagine your investments quietly paying the heavy basket: housing, basic bills, insurance, the costs that make life feel scary. Then a lower pressure job covers the lighter basket: groceries, transport, small joys, and normal weekly living. This is why Barista FIRE feels more reachable. You are not asking investments to replace your whole life on day one. You are building a base, then using part-time work as a bridge while the portfolio keeps growing. The word barista is symbolic. It could mean cafe work, tutoring, admin, a library shift, seasonal work, freelancing, or anything lower stress than the job that burned you out. The point is not coffee, the point is flexibility. But here is the first trap: part-time work is not magic. Lower hours can mean lower benefits, unstable shifts, lower bargaining power, and less room for emergencies. A gentle job can still become stressful if the money gap is too tight. It helps to compare the three paths. Traditional FIRE says, save enough to stop. Coast FIRE says, save enough early that growth can finish the job. Barista FIRE says, save enough that full-time work is no longer the only option. The real test is Monday. If your plan only works on a spreadsheet, it is not freedom. If it changes the shape of an ordinary week: more sleep, less dread, a little space to breathe, now you are measuring the right thing. The engine underneath this is boring: automate savings before lifestyle adapts. Payday arrives, the emergency buffer gets fed, investments get fed, and only then does spending begin. If the money waits for motivation, Monday wins. If you searched how to automate savings, this is the clean version. Pick the transfer first, schedule it near payday. Treat it like rent paid to your future self, then build your life around what remains. For Barista FIRE, start with your base number. Not your dream lifestyle, not your fantasy travel year, your essential monthly costs. Housing, food, utilities, insurance, transport, and anything your household truly cannot pause. A common financial independence benchmark is about 25 times annual expenses, based on withdrawal rate research. But for Barista FIRE, you may only aim that benchmark at the base costs, because part-time income still carries some of the load. Here is the human turn. This is not about being lazy. It is about buying back the healthiest hours of your week. A slower Monday can mean exercise, caregiving, recovery, study, or simply not starting every week in survival mode. Now the sober part. Markets can fall, rent can rise, part-time shifts can disappear, health costs can surprise you. If the plan only works when everything goes right, it is not work optional. It is fragile, so build margin before you leap, keep a cash buffer. Lower fixed costs, protect portable skills, test part-time work before depending on it. And withdraw less from investments when markets are ugly, if your household can. There is also an identity trap. Some people leave the intense job and feel free, others feel oddly lost. Work gives structure, status, friends, and momentum. Work optional does not mean life automatically has shape. That is why the better question is not just, what job do I want to escape? It is, what would I build into my week if the job got smaller? Freedom needs somewhere useful to land. Before changing your whole life, run a trial. Live for 1 month as if you were already protecting the Barista FIRE gap. Automate the savings. Practice the lower spending. Try one small income stream. Notice what feels calm and what feels strained. Use 3 buckets. Base costs are the bills you must protect. Freedom fund is the money buying future Mondays. Joy money keeps the plan humane. If joy has no bucket, you rebel. If freedom has no bucket, nothing changes. This path can fit different people. A burned out professional. A parent who wants school pickup time. An older worker easing down gradually. A younger saver building options early. The common thread is not age. It is wanting work on better terms, and some households should wait. If high-interest debt is still in control, if there is no emergency buffer, if housing is unstable, or if healthcare depends on full-time employment, the first step is not quitting. It is strengthening the bridge. Tonight, make it simple. Write your base monthly costs. Set one automatic transfer, even a small one. List lower-stress income options you would actually tolerate. Then choose one trial month before you make any dramatic change. You do not have to wait until old age to make work feel different. Build the base, automate the gap, test the lighter week before you depend on it. The goal is not to never work again. It is to make work optional, one careful step at a time. Subscribe to this channel for more clear money steps like this.